What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Sports. I'm your host, Trevor. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. It's hot as heck out here. It's about 105 degrees. Well, no, it's not that. It sure feels like that. It's like 90 degrees. It was 104 the other day, though. Anyway, since it's so hot here in California, it almost feels like Las Vegas. So let's talk Las Vegas Raider football, okay, guys? Disappointing loss. Raiders versus Broncos on Sunday. The loss, 18-34, and it's all about the quarterback. We knew that Gardner Minshew was a serviceable quarterback. He can make some good plays, but his bad plays outweigh the good ones. And so, as serviceable as he is, he's not going to get you to a Super Bowl and probably not going to get you to playoffs. And that's the story for the Raiders this year. Aside from the fact I said for the last, month or more, that the defense will carry this team as far as the offense can, as long as the offense can score. But the defense is carrying them and the offense is not scoring, right? So let's think about this. First quarter, right out the bat, Minshew hits Bowers down the field, bomb of a play, 12 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in the game, and they score their first touchdown, go up 7-0. The Raiders defense comes on the field, holds the Broncos the entire first quarter. Meantime, the Raiders managed to get down into field goal range and kick a field goal going up 10-0. Minshew is having trouble scoring in the red zone. He has, and he will, because he's not a talented quarterback. He's just an okay quarterback, and he's not getting it done in the red zone. So they settle for 3 points. Now, Crosby gets back on the field with the defense, gets a sack, right? Gets his fourth sack of the year. Defense is holding the Broncos, and it looks like the Raiders are in control for the first quarter and a half to 2 quarters, right? So, Minshew gets back on the field, nothing really happening, and Raiders defense comes back in, no score on that possession by the Raiders. Denver comes down, kicks a field goal. Raiders hold the Denver Broncos to a field goal. So right now we're talking around the second quarter, and the Raiders are up 10-3. Raiders get the ball back, and Minshew drives the team down the field again, but when the Raiders get back onto around the 10-yard line, Minshew does what you would think of any just average quarterback doing. He throws an interception, which goes the other way. Now, instead of scoring a touchdown and going up 17-3, he throws an interception. The Broncos run it back, score a touchdown, and now it is 10-10. 10-10, but it still seems like the Raiders are in a position to really win this game because their defense is dominating and Crosby is leading the charge. Okay, so then you get into around the third quarter, and the Broncos get the running game going, and they start putting something together, and basically Crosby gets a second sack of the day, which is the 5th on the year in the third quarter with about 13 minutes and 56 seconds left. And by the way, Bowers on the offense and Myers were high points, so they were playing well. So this is all about the deficiency at the quarterback position, which we knew the Raiders are a quarterback away from contending for playoffs every year. And I'm not going to say Super Bowl yet, but they're going in the right direction. I do see Super Bowl potential in the next 2 years or so. Definitely not this year, and they need to get that quarterback in the draft or via trade. I would say via trade because they have players on the team that can play now. You don't want to see that quarterback have to basically come in and struggle for a year or two before they pick up the pace and get going. So I would think that they're going to make a trade at some point, and no, I don't think it's Russell Wilson. I would not trade Devontae Adams for Russell Wilson, and I know he's out there. I think they're going to trade him very soon. It'd be really nice if he could just temper his expectations of a trade and chill out and see where the Raiders go in the next year or two, because he could be a part of something really special, and he's still a top-tier wide receiver. So hopefully it doesn't go. I don't know what quarterback they're going to get, but this year is not their year anyway. I'm still saying they're an 8-8 team, 9-8, 8-9, somewhere in that range. That's where they're at this year, and that's fine. That's them building on, building up a team, right? You shouldn't be, Raider fans, let's not be upset about the loss because this team is still building and the quarterback is who he is. There is no way around it, okay? He's not getting you to the Super Bowl, and even if the Raiders get into the playoffs, they're not going to win that game. So most likely not, okay? Unless you see something out of Minshew that we have never seen before, okay? So that's probably not going to happen. So we're going into the third quarter, and Minshew throws yet another interception. And at this point, the Broncos are pretty much having the game in hand because the offense is not just doing anything, and the Broncos are scoring a little bit more. And at this point, basically, Minshew is replaced by Aiden O'Connell. Now, Aiden O'Connell comes in, and his accuracy is great. His foot movement, everything looks pretty good, but it's too little too late, okay? By the fourth quarter, the Raiders scored another touchdown, basically making it 18-34 at this point. So the Broncos went off in the third and fourth quarter for a bunch of points, and the Raiders couldn't respond. The defense was on the field for too long, which is why the Broncos got it going, I believe, in part. But overall, I think the offense is massively to blame, and the defense just couldn't stay on the field possession after possession. I mean, most of the time the defense was on the field, guys. And if you want your defense to break down, that's a good way to do it. There is no defense in the league, no matter how good. You can talk about right now who's the best defense in the league. Arguably, it's Minnesota, right? The Vikings. If their defense is on the field for 3 quarters, the majority of the time, by the third quarter to fourth quarter, they're going to be giving up some points because they're going to be tired. They're going to give up. The run game's going to start attacking them, and it's going to be all bad. So basically that's what's happening with the Raiders, and so they lose the game 34-18. So one thing is Davante Adams, you could call him a cancer, you can call him whatever you want. He's going to be off the team and probably won't be a distraction. If by some miracle he decides to stay and calm down, that would be better for the Raiders. But who knows if that's going to happen. It sounds like a trade is imminent. We'll see what happens with that. There are a few teams now. He's asking to go to the Jets. I don't know why, other than Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers is 1 foot in the grave. He's not taking the Jets anywhere, guys. I don't know why Davante Adams thinks that going to the Jets is going to help. It's not. But he could go to the Jets. He could go to the Bills. I've heard rumors of Niners, Cowboys, maybe even the Saints. We'll see. But overall, the Raiders are playing great as a team without him. It'd be great if he would stay with the team and stop his bitching and moaning and just play football because he's a great addition to the team, but not like this, not as a distraction. We'll see where he goes. Overall, guys, like I said, the defense is playing great for the Raiders. They ended on a high note last year, and they're just carrying it in this year, and their defense is a staple. They just need a quarterback. Where that comes from, we really don't know yet, but let's see. Definitely, Minshew's not the guy. Now it looks like basically it's going to be up to Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell to battle it out this week for whoever gets to start. I personally believe they're just going to keep riding with Minshew because O'Connell's not ready yet. But at the same time, when you see the writing on the wall and Minshew's not going to take you to a Super Bowl. So why not get O'Connell in there and get him all the experience he needs to lead this team, or find out if he can. And if he can't, you go in another direction. I almost can guarantee they're going to go in another direction. But get the guy in there and see what happens. You never know. I wouldn't play Minshew again. I'd keep O'Connell in the rest of the year and see how he does. I think that's probably the best way to go about it. But other than that, guys, keep your heads up. The Raiders are going to have a decent year, just not one that you can hang your hat on. And Raider fans can be happy that they're going in the right direction. As long as they keep moving, pick up a few pieces in the offseason, get a quarterback, see where it goes, okay? I think that if they make the right moves in the offseason, next year is going to be a great year, and the year after could be like, Super Bowl time. So it's possible. It's a matter of how the Raiders decide to make their moves and what they're going to do. We never really see them make the right decisions, to be honest, most of the time when it comes to free agency or drafting, but things can change. You never know. Let's see. I'm hoping that's not going to be this case because I love talking all Bay Area teams, and I want to see the Raiders, succeed for once. It's been a long time since you saw a good team on the field. So let's see what happens with the Raiders. Full disclosure, I'm a Niner fan. I'm not a Raider hater, though. I like both teams. I think, if the Niners aren't doing it, then I would love to see the Raiders go for it. And that's just me. I'm not a bandwagon guy, but I have much respect for the Raiders. I see what they're doing. I like what they're doing. They're going in the right direction. I'm going to keep making videos on it. So anyway, guys, let's see what happens. I'll do a post-game show on either Sunday night or Monday morning. I missed Monday because I was busy out doing something, so I couldn't make the video. That's why we're doing it today. So I'll catch you on Sunday or Monday. And just remember, guys, hard work beats talent when talent don't work. And the Raiders, their talent's working for the most part. Is one more piece, guys. See you in the next one.